do if-then statements. And how an if-then statement works, it has a keyword if and it has a keyword then. And whatever happens between the if and the end if statement is going to be executed if it's a true response. So if the answer is true, it's going to execute. And so in Visual Basic, let me just run Notepad. We're going to use a series of operators. So these are the operators in Visual Basic. So first, this operator means equal. This operator here means less than or smaller. This means greater or larger. And we can even combine those. So we can have less than or equal to. We can have greater or equal. And we can combine two together to say not equal. It's less and greater, so it's not equal. So these are the operators. And so the basic structure is we have the if-then statement, and inside the if-then statement we have a true, false, and so all the true lines will go right after here, and then I say end if. Now if it's false, it's just not gonna, it's gonna ignore all that. So all the true statements, and you can put one or more true statements in here. I just put 3 as an example, but you could just have 1. So let me show you how it really works by making a Visual Basic program that's very simple. So I'm gonna put the code in a button here, and I'm going to put a text box and a label for the output. So label 1, I'll say enter your score. I'll make a text box here where you'll put your score and a button that's going to grade you. And label 2 is going to be the output. So when I click on the button for grade, I'll just call it button 1. What I'm going to do, I'll declare a variable called my score, and I'll make it a double. And it's my score is going to equal the value of the text box 1's text. So whatever text is in text box 1, that's going to be my score. And then I'm going to use the if-then statement. And notice it automatically should say end if. It should do that for you. So I write in here my condition that's going to be true or false. So how do I write something that's going to be true or false? I can't say something that is not a condition. And so you put your condition in here, and the condition is, in this case, I'm going to say my score is greater than 50. So if my score is greater than 50, I'm going to say the label 2 text is going to equal way to go, you passed. And there's a simple if-then statement. So let's just take a look at it before I run it. So what I'm going to do is I've got a condition here that says if my score is above 50, then it's going to say way to go, you passed. So the label's going to, and let's try it out. So I'll hit play, and I'll put a score in here of 90. And it says, way to go, you passed. Okay, suppose you failed. What I could do and I'm just going to copy this to be quick here. I'm going to say if my score is less than 50, I'm going to say, sorry, you failed. And if I press play, let's try some different values. So when I put 90 here, my score is going to be above 50, so it's going to say, way to go, you passed. If I put in here a 35, it's going to say, sorry, you failed. What if you put a 50 in here?
Well, that's not greater than 50, so technically it shouldn't work.
And you see it doesn't work. So a 50 doesn't work. In fact, a 50 doesn't work either way. Here's a slight error. If I put 50, it says, way to go, you passed. But if I put a 5 in here, and then I put a 50, it doesn't change it. And the reason is none of these are equal to 50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a greater than or equal to 50. So this way, if I put a 5 in here, it'll say you failed. But if I put a 50, it will say, way to go, you passed. Now, some people say, well, is there an easier way? Do I have to write two if-then statements? And the answer is no. You can do false statements. If you want to do something that's false, you'll put a keyword here called else. And so let me add a comment here. So this is true. Your score is equal or above 50. And in here, I use the keyword else, and then it's going to be false. Your score is not equal or above 50, which was the condition. And so that's the way an if-then statement works. So an if-then statement works by taking a condition, which is right here, some sort of statement that is either going to be true or it's going to be false. And we use these operators usually in it. Equal, less than, greater than. Sometimes we'll combine them. And between the if and the end if is the true statements. If I add a keyword else in here, then we can put the false statements in this spot between the if and end if. So we always have to at least do true, which would be this case, but we can do false by adding the keyword else and putting some false lines. And there's a good example of a very simple grade book.